this lesson, we're going to continue to add detail to the side of the boiler. We're going to build another little tank element that goes further back. So first off, let's go to Layer Manager. Let's unhide the blueprints. Okay, we'll keep this on the lines level as well, the lines layer, which is right there. We're active. Close Layer Manager, left viewport, zoom in a bit. F3. Okay, I'm going to grab this. Let's hide the boiler right now. Hide selected. And this right here is what we want to build. It's like a little cylinder. It's got some pieces that come off. I'm going to just build it so you can kind of see what's going on. Cylinder. I'm going to just build it right here. It's about the right diameter. Pull out a little bit. Now we have some depth. PZ, that's perspective and zoom. Okay. Let's rotate that. Make sure your angle snaps are on. 90 degrees. Right there. Let's change that height. Just like that. Okay, that looks good. And let's see how many height segments. Right now we're 12 sides. I want the height segments set to 3, 4. Let's go with 5. Convert it to an editable poly by right-clicking. Okay. Let's get the end 2 polygons. It's almost like what we did on the last tank. Sorry. We're going to come up here and we're going to control and click on edge to convert that selection to an edge selection. Chamfer. I like that. So I'll check for OK. Polygon once again. Since those are still selected, let's make good use of that. Let's go to Inset. Let's make that value a little bigger, just like that. OK. There we go. And now what I want to do is edge selection. Grab the 2 end rows here. Alt and R, Control Shift and E. There we go. That makes a nice extra loop that we need. I'm going to Alt and Q to isolate so we can see a little better. And polygon sub-object level, we're going to select some polygons right here. Let's make sure that we can miss, which we did a few. It's okay. Rotate that selection. That looks good. What I'm going to do now is extrude that a little bit. Extrude. We want that local normal. First, let's right-click this out to zero it out. Let's go to local normal. And let's just slowly slide it. That looks good. Very little bit. Click the check for OK. Let's add a turbo smooth on top. Okay, you can see it's a little soft still, but we're going to add some geometry to fix that. Go back down. At the edge level, rather than add another row of, or loop of edges, let's select this one and let's just slide it this way. Let's do the same at the other end. You can use edge constraints, but if you're going straight along an axis, you'll be okay with that. And see how that looks? That's a little bit better. I don't want to tighten this end up too much. So what we're going to do is, let's not add any more again. Let's just select Alt and L, and let's come up here. Let's control and click on vertex, and let's scale those outward a little bit. That way. There you go. And that looks pretty good to me. It looks kind of like what I have in the reference. We're going to add a little indentation in the middle here, like there's another strap or something. Alt and L, W to move it. Same on the other side. Let's just do that. Let's do a ring selection. Alt and R, all at the edge sub-object level. We'll convert to face by right-clicking and convert to face in the quad menu. Come down here for extrude. Click it. That's a good value. Let's inset that. Let's not. Let's see how it looks without first. I don't mind that. It's not like it's an external piece, but just in case, let's just do this. Polygon. Let's inset those polygons just a little bit. Right click that out, just like that. That's sharper. That looks better. Okay. So let's just call this piston housing -01. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. And let's exit isolation. Okay. Now off the front of this piece, there are these little arms and they're spaced. They have venting like between them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the left viewport. Okay. And I'm going to just do a spline for the outline of that shape. So we're going to go back into shapes, line. And what I'm going to do is right here, begin. I'm going to right click just to turn off enable and render and enable and viewport. We don't want to have them renderable or thick like lines, like the steam lines we made earlier. And we'll start again. Click. F3 if you need to. Click. And go right around, all the way around. Shape is up to you. It's pretty much, this is what I saw in reference. Something along this shape. I'm going to come here and then finally click close spline yes. I'm going to do a small extrusion on that. So we come back here to the stack, modify our list. Let's go to extrude. Let's go to perspective so we can see what's going on. That's way too wide. It should be like a thin fin almost. So let's right click that value and start from a low level. 0.5 looks good. So I'm happy with that. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to collapse that down. Collapse 2. It's an edit mesh. I like them edit poly. It's just something about, for me, I like that better than edit mesh. Okay. And what we're going to do is click with Control held down to select that barrel we just made and keep the selection we have. Alt and Q to isolate. Let's select this fin. Effect pivot only, center to object. Let's do the same over here. Effect pivot only, center to object. And now Control and click so you have both selected. Let's use that align tool again to align the pivot. We did this earlier. X, Y, and Z position. OK. Turn off effect pivot only. And now what we're going to do is select that fin. And we're going to rotate while holding down shift. And we'll do it 60 times 6. So 5 instances. OK. And there we go. That's kind of what this piece looks like when I looked at reference. Now what we're going to do is add a couple of rings that stabilize these fins. So left viewport. Let's do a cylinder. So we'll go to geometry, cylinder. Do it right here. Just pull it out. You'll see the diameter of it as it goes. Just past those pink edges for those fins. A little bit of depth. Okay. Let's rotate it. 90 degrees, just like that. Angle snaps are on. Let's take away the height segments. We don't need those. Let's make it a little thicker. So the height value should be a little bit bigger. Something like that. Okay. Perspective. Okay. That looks okay. I just need more sides. So I'm going to go to 24. I'm going to right click this and convert it to an editable poly. Go to polygon level. We're going to take these two. We're going to inset them. A little bit more than that. We want to go to the inside of these, just like that. So it's on the inside edge of these pink fins. Check OK. Let's delete both polygons. Border selection. Just marquee around that. You'll get both at once. Let's bridge that. Bridge settings are good. And now we're going to just come in here and do an edge selection. Let's select the edges around the openings and the outside edges. Let's loop select them and let's do a small chamfer. Right click that value out, slowly slide. And I add another segment. OK. And above here, let's add a smooth modifier. Not turbo smooth and not mesh smooth, just a regular smooth. Auto smooth that. Let's drop that value to 20. And let's click F4. Okay, I think that auto smooth value can go down to 16. That should be good. I mean, we can go in there if we want to and smooth it out more. It's mostly about the angle of the faces. You can also ring select some edges. Let's try this while we're here. Select 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. There we go. Alt and R to ring select. Let's convert that to a face selection. Right click quad menu. And what we can do now is we can come down to this polygon smoothing groups, clear all, and make them all one smoothing group. And now F4. Let's turn off that smooth or delete it. what we did is just have those faces smooth with each other and exclude the other faces so it doesn't wrap around because of the angle of the faces. And that's exactly what I want. What we want to do is we want to make a couple of these. There, one here. Shift dragging that object right there. We can use an instance, is fine. And now we're just going to grab these objects, tools, rename objects. We'll call it piston underscore housing underscore parts numbered. Click rename. And there we go. Now they're all named properly. Let's exit isolation. Go up to the layer manager. Let's hide the blueprint so we can see a little better what's going on. Okay, and let's unhide all. Say no. There we go. Let's take a look at what we have. Only thing we have to do now, it's all in the middle of the boiler. So I'm going to use my selection. Select tool. Select them. If I get anything like the boiler, which I did, just deselect that. And now we're going to drag this to the side just like this. Get a good position on it. I feel like it should line up with that other one. Okay, put it right here. Maybe it comes in all the way. Maybe that line goes into it or around it. We'll figure that out as we go. Just like that. Okay, that looks good. So with that, I'm going to pause the video. In the next video, we're going to come to the back section of the boiler. We're going to add some rivets and bolts. And that might be close to the conclusion. We have a few different types of brackets to make. But from there, we'll move on to maybe making the cabin or some of the other details that go around the locomotive model. So let's pause the video.